Welcome to In a Minute. I'm Robin Heiskell, and together we are reading through the Bible book of Matthew, one chapter a day, 5 days a week. Today, we're at Matthew chapter 9, and we get some interesting biographical information in Matthew 9. We find out how Matthew, the author of the book, came to follow Jesus. Matthew was Jewish, but probably worked for Herod Antipas, the ruler of Galilee under Roman rule. Matthew was a tax collector, and that didn't make him popular with his fellow countrymen. The tax collectors were considered traitors to the Jews because they worked for Rome, and also, generally, they inflated the amount of taxes owed, and they kept the difference for themselves. As Matthew is sitting in his office, a sort of toll booth on the side of the highway, set up to collect the taxes for the merchandise that was transported along it, Jesus comes by and he stops. He interrupts Matthew's business and he simply says, "Follow me." Matthew leaves his lucrative job and becomes one of the 12 disciples and a part of God's grand scheme to change the world. Later, Matthew invites Jesus to dinner and they eat with a few of Matthew's friends from work. Some disciples of John the Baptist show up and they come to Jesus with a theological question. Jesus' answer shows them that the newness of his teaching could not be squeezed into the old way of legalism, or else they would completely lose the old and the new would be ruined. Notice that in Matthew chapter 9, there's a lot of interruptions. 4 times Jesus is interrupted by people in need. Now, he is never annoyed, but he's moved with compassion, and every interruption results in a miracle, a changed life, and a more revelation about who Christ is and his mission. Now, in Matthew's case, Jesus initiated the interruption. And because of that encounter and Matthew's choice to follow Christ, you and I have the privilege of reading about a Savior in Matthew's book. Jesus is still in the business of interrupting lives. And when he does, it always calls for a choice. Follow him or not. Has he interrupted your life? If not, he will. But don't take my word for it. Read it for yourself.